This is Volusia Today, a public information radio program brought to you by the County of Volusia. Here is your host, Kevin Captain.
Good morning and welcome to Volusia Today. This is David Hunt standing in for Kevin Captain with the county's Community Information Division. Thank you so much for tuning in. Volusia Today is made possible by our sponsors, the Daytona Beach International Airport, the Ocean Center, Volusia Recycles, and Votran Public Transportation. Joining me today is our marketing specialist, one of our marketing specialists, and our resident social media guru. If anybody knows what's happening in the county, current information, what's going on, it is Heather Belden. She's constantly monitoring the county's over 30 social media outlets, so she really knows what's going on. Heather, what do we need to know going into this weekend? And in general, what are some events and things we can look forward to over the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, hey Dave, nice to fill in. Today is a big day in the county. We actually have a really cool event. So we have the Veteran Stand Down as well as Hiring Our Heroes going on at the fairgrounds today. So if you are a veteran, this is such a cool opportunity from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. today. You can head down to the fairgrounds in the Hester building. They're doing free haircuts, clothing giveaway. They have career resources, like I said, with that Hiring Our Heroes event where you can go and speak with different divisions of Volusia County government. It's an event that we hold often and just a way for us to give back to those veterans of Volusia County.
To all those veterans out there, thank you so much for your service. There's still time. If anybody's listening and you know a veteran, maybe send them a text message, give them a call, and just go down and check out and see what's available. You might not be aware. Just the talk about the event, how many resources are going to be available, how many jobs are available. You know, Volusia County has a lot of job opportunities, and we really value veterans, and we really appreciate everything they've done for our country. How about, I know there's more events going on. What else do we got?
Speaking of jobs, and more than welcome to have veterans come out to this event as well, but the Public Works Division is having a job fair as well next Thursday, June 15th, and that is from 10 to 2 in their Northeast Services facility. It's that brand new facility that they just kind of built recently out on 92 International Speedway. So again, Thursday, the Public Works job fair. You can go talk with people from all of our Public Works Division, so if it's ever something you were interested in. I know everyone in this room here works for Volusia County, and we can all attest to how great the benefits are, and we all love what we do. So if you're looking for a job, we got you.
And the Public Works Department encompasses multiple divisions.
You're looking at coastal, traffic engineering, road and bridge, solid waste, and water utilities. Yeah,
so it's not just the person doing the road work on the side of the road you see driving by. It encompasses a lot. So if you don't really know, or you just want to get more information and see what's available, there's a lot of professional positions. You might not know how you could fit into a role and really help the county. And speaking of working for the county, the benefits are amazing. All that's amazing. But when I started working here, the breath of fresh air that I found was the leadership, top to bottom leadership. The managers and directors really looked out for their staff, and really there was an atmosphere where a team was moving forward on a mission and in a direction. Everybody's very competent, and it was just really a breath of fresh air. What are your thoughts on working for the county?
Yeah, I've lived here such a long time. This is where I want to raise my family. You guys can say the same, and it's just such a cool place. We have so much that we can do here living wise, so then to kind of be immersed in all the things that are happening in our local government, I think is a fun thing where I can go back to my family and I'm like, did you guys know that the county had this? Like, I talked to my dad about veteran services. Like, it's not the VA, it's services and things that you're supposed to be getting from the government because you serve for our country. So like, go talk to them. There may be a benefit you're missing out on. So,
and if you were in the military, you served. We also serve on a level as well. We're here to help residents, get information out to residents, do our part, and I feel like that's tied to a lot of who we are and why our job is important and so fulfilling, because we are helping.
It is. It's nice to be connected to the community. Like David had mentioned, I do the social media, so my friends will text me and say, oh, I saw you were in a video that was on the County of Volusia Facebook, and it's so fun to just go out there and show them a new park that they might not have known about, or a new program that they have available in Parks and Rec, or just little things like that, I think are kind of the cool part about our jobs.
Yeah, you're a shining example of somebody who will get on social media, and if you can help somebody in the comments, you will do your best. An individual person. I don't know if we should be saying this on air, as everybody might just start commenting and wanting to know information, but you do a great job of that.
Thanks.
Another thing that recently happened was the Daytona Beach International Airport got new flights to Connecticut and Delaware. This is new. It's a low-cost air carrier, and when this was first announced, I was like, oh, I don't need to go to Connecticut. I don't need to go to Delaware. But my wife is actually from Maryland. We do a lot of trips up to Maryland. So I was like, I'm going to check it out and see how far Delaware is to get to my wife's family's house in Maryland. So I looked it up, and it was only an hour and a half drive. So I was so excited. I texted my wife. I'm like, can you believe it? We can just go to Daytona, get on a plane, and go see your parents. And it's affordable. You get to go to Daytona Beach International Airport, which is absolutely amazing. It takes the stress away from flying. And when it was first announced, I was like, okay, that's awesome. But now I'm like excited. I'm going to start booking flights when that's available. I'm sure we'll have Joanne in the studio to talk more about it. A Velo, yes, a Velo flight. So it'll be amazing. Kate's over there. Kate Sark is in the studio with us today, marketing and communication manager with the Ocean Center. Kate, how are you doing today?
Good morning. Great. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Kate, interesting fact. Kate went to high school in the area. You are
I'm a Seabreeze graduate. Go Sand Crabs.
All right. And Heather, you went to school in Volusia County?
I am a Deltona High School graduate. Go Wolves.
And I went to Spruce Creek, so go Hawks. Caw!
What a great example of people who grew up in our community and have decided to make their homes and their lives and raise their families here. I think we're a great testament to that, guys.
For sure.
I agree. It's awesome. I think Spruce Creek is the best, but I'll probably feel that way.
And my husband went to Pine Ridge, but we're not going to say go Panthers.
No, we can't do that.
Nope, sorry.
So what's happening at the Ocean Center? I know we recently suffered an unexpected loss at the Ocean Center. How are y'all holding up?
We did. So Tim Riddle, our director, passed away unexpectedly at the end of April. For those who don't know, Tim joined the Ocean Center team as the deputy director in 2017, and he took over as the director in 2020, right in the midst of COVID. And COVID was a big deal for convention centers and events because what we do is bring people together. We couldn't do that, and Tim worked really wonderfully with our team to find alternate uses of our facility. We worked with the county. We were a PPE area, distribution. We did a lot of different things so that our staff could continue to work and our building could continue to operate. And then when we were able to safely, we began events again. And under Tim's leadership, we recovered from COVID very quickly. By the end of 2022, we were back at pre-pandemic numbers, which is a huge testament to Tim's leadership. He is missed every day, but he empowered us and put together a fantastic, amazing, wonderful team who's able to do their job so efficiently and effectively that we've been able to continue to put on events and host people and do what we're committed to doing. And it's all kind of in memory and a testament to Tim's leadership. And we miss him every day, and we're continuing to do our jobs for him.
Well said. His legacy will live on through all those he impacted, I'm sure. Talking about legacy and history, you had sent over a super interesting document yesterday, and when I opened it, well, let me tell you what it is first. It is actually the history of concerts at the Ocean Center. I was blown away by the names on this list. Back in 1985, we had John Denver, the Beach Boys, Kenny Rogers, Jimmy Buffett. In 86, we had Willie Nelson, John Fogerty, George Allman. We had the London Symphony Orchestra, REO Speedwagon. And Britney Spears even.
I was at the Britney Spears concert. I can remember standing in line before Ticketmaster Online was a thing to get your tickets at the ticket counter for the box office. So, we have a long history of concerts at the Ocean Center. But there's a whole progression that's happened with that. So we get a lot of people say, why don't you still do concerts? And the building opened in 1985, and we were just the standalone arena. So if you've been to the building, and I'm sure we'll talk about graduations later, we have our arena that seats 9,300 people, and that's all we really were. And there were no other big venues in town. The Amway didn't exist in Orlando. The AMP was not operating back then. So we were the only people in the business for concerts. So we were doing concerts. That's what we were there for. And as we progressed and grew, we had a lot of great concerts throughout the years. In the mid-2000s, we underwent an expansion. We added on a almost 100,000-foot exhibit hall. We added on meeting rooms. And our building really converted from just an arena to an entertainment complex. And we were able to host conventions and other types of events that weren't just concerts. So our goal and focus shifted a little bit more on the heads and beds economic side of bringing in group business. Also in that time, the Amway opened, the AMP opened, these other venues began to open that were competing facilities for concerts. So we kind of shifted our focus a little bit and focused more on those group business. We still do lots of public events, but not traditional concerts per se. So that's been the story until recently. However, we recently worked with our leadership and got permission to adjust our booking policy a little bit. And without going into all the details, entertainment bookers and promoters look for a different kind of contractor deal when you're working with them versus someone who's renting a facility for a traditional private event. So we got permission to be a little bit more flexible with that. And we are now in the process of talking with different promoters and reaching out to try to get some more concert events at the facility. So it's very exciting. I don't know if John Denver will be back, but we're working very hard to get some names in there that people know and appreciate so we can have some more live entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds exciting, but like you said, it's so much more than just a concert. So I think we can kind of dive into like what is normal at the Ocean Center? What are you guys looking at? I mean, I think we can start with graduations. I know we call it our high school grads here. We all had our graduations at the Ocean Center, so we're kind of wrapping that up now. So how'd that go?
Graduations went wonderful. It's a great partnership with the Volusia County school system. We hosted 13 graduations in a week. It's a crazy week. We do rehearsals in the morning because we have all of our high schools come in and they have to practice the processional and how they're going to cross in and walk across the stage. And then we do graduation sessions at night, and then through the weekend, parking's always tough because we have thousands of people. Thankfully, we have several lots in the parking garage, but we hosted all of our graduations. We're really glad to have that partnership and to be able to be a resource for the community. And it's also a great opportunity for people to come into the facility if they haven't been in a while, to come inside, visit us, see the building, and then hopefully kind of check in with what's going on and possibly visit some other local open to the community events that we have coming up.
So my mom lives down in the Ormond on the beach side, and I was heading down there, and we were helping my sister move, and my dad called and said, the traffic's crazy down here right now. The graduations are going on, and you might not think that much traffic will be caused by graduations, but you really got to think about it. It's not just that person who's graduating. It's the family. It's the extended family. It's the friends. It's bringing in a lot of people to that area. And I remember, like, it's a clear picture in my head when I graduated high school at the when I graduated high school at the Ocean Center. It was a big deal. Just being in that facility, looking around, I just felt important. I was nervous. It just kind of upped the ante on graduation. It made it feel super special.
Well, and it's always fun too, being with the staff. There's a lot that goes into it, but there's a part where we kind of put some ropes out and all of the students process from the exhibit hall into the arena in their lines, and you get to watch them all walk by and they're excited. There was a teacher for one of the schools who I think was a 6th grade teacher that was watching her students graduate and crying. I told Heather earlier, I believe it was Deltona, most of the schools play like the traditional processional march as they walk in, and Deltona actually played Sweet Caroline, and it was like you were at a concert. They'd stop the music and you could hear everyone inside and all the students do the bum bum bum. So it was very exciting to watch watch all these kids.
We're kind of cool like that.
But yeah, it's a really great time, and it's nice to be able to make such an important moment special for all of the students and all of their friends and family celebrating them.
Not to mention air conditioned.
Right.
A lot of high schools do them out on their football fields. Like,
and
how special we are.
It's cold. We put out a lot of AC in that building.
What's it set at normally?
We adjust it, so when I'm upstairs, I know if we have events going on that I need to bring in a sweater because it's very cold. We usually do the square and round dancers, and they ask the rooms to be like at 65 or something. So if that event's coming in, then bring your mini heater because it's going to be a chilly few days.
So we talked a little bit about more public events at the Ocean Center. I saw on social media Cat Williams is coming to Daytona Beach.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that event? I thought that was pretty cool. In my mind, he's kind of a bigger star, a comedian, somebody that a lot of people, at least in my generation, know. So it was pretty exciting. I saw it, and comedy's kind of making a comeback as well.
Yeah, comedy is a really big deal. If you look on Netflix, all the comedy specials that are coming out. So we are really excited to book Cat Williams. He will be here August 25th, and tickets are available right now on Ticketmaster. You can find them by searching, or if you go to our website, oceancenter.com/events, we've got all of our events on our event calendar, and you can link to it from there. But we're looking forward to having him. There's a lot of different opportunities, different ticket levels for anyone and everyone. And with our arena, we sit 9,300 people, but there's not a bad seat in the house. So good news is you can find a ticket in your price range and be happy wherever you are. We've got great concessions with our Oakview Group catering team. So it's guaranteed to be a fun event.
I had a request to ask, will Taylor Swift ever be coming to the Ocean Center?
Oh gosh, I don't know if we're quite big enough now, but maybe when she hits her peak and I don't know, maybe 40 years from now. I think she's on a roll for
like a private event. Maybe she could do an exclusive.
If anyone has an in with Taylor Swift, send them my way and I'll see what I can do for you.
What did she sell at Jacksonville Arena?
Yeah, I think Tampa I looked at was 75,000 is their capacity, and she'd have 3 nights in a row. So we're not quite there, but maybe someday.
Right. All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back and talk more about the Ocean Center.
Subscribe to the Volusia County YouTube channel.
And hit the bell icon to know what's happening in your hometown.
There are so many great places to explore.
And things to learn.
With over 1,000 videos available right now, the channel offers something for everyone.
Let's go!
Did you know we have countless features showcasing history, nature, wildlife, and recreation? Subscribe and hit the bell icon.
Or that we live stream important county meetings and workshops where leaders make decisions that can impact our everyday lives. Did you subscribe yet?
Or that we record our weekly radio show, Volusia Today, where we interview staff from the different divisions and departments across our great county, and they discuss the nitty-gritty of their field and expertise.
Go ahead, subscribe.
But that's not it. There's more. Subscribe and hit the bell icon and fully explore.
Score!
We're back. I'm Heather along with David Hunt, and you're listening to Volusia Today, a public information program brought to you by the County of Volusia.
Great job on the bring back, Heather. I always get words scrambled with that one. So we were talking about Cat Williams when we went to break. What other big events are happening at the Ocean Center?
We have a lot in June. So actually starting today, we have the Atlantic Coast Classic, ACC. It was formerly the Bacon Beatdown. It is a functional fitness CrossFit competition. It's a 3-day event. It's really big in the CrossFit world. They just set up, it's pretty cool to watch them. They put up 25 lanes of their pull-up stations and ropes and all of these different things that they do. So that's today, tomorrow, Saturday. It is open to the public. Tickets are available at the box office, cash only, or you can purchase them online in advance. But we get a lot of local teams and the people who travel from all over the country. I believe this is the 10th or 11th year that it is going on. And it's a couple thousand attendees, so it's a good event. And then next week we have the Florida Truck Driving Championship, which is a little odd, but it's the people who drive the big commercial semis and those kind of trucks. My husband works locally and drives a truck, so I know how difficult it is. And they come in and they have competitions where they have to do like agility courses with their trucks. It is free and open to the public. So it's a little bit different, but it's a neat opportunity to kind of see some people who you usually see on the road, show off some really great skills. And then after that, the week after, we have the CEO Gaming Championships, which is another really large event. E-gaming has become really big. So they come in and they take over the whole building. They set up kind of an exhibitor hall, and then they have all of these screens. They stream live on Twitch, which is a gaming network, and all of these different competitors compete in online video fighting games. And then the last day, they play down to the final two who are named the winner. It's very interesting. They set up a 24-hour arcade in our ballroom, and there's games and video games and people doing stuff all night long. And that is open to the public as well. So it's a neat one. Even if you want to come get your fix of like 90s video games, it's a fun thing to do.
That's cool.
It's interesting that you brought two things up that are like super popular and might not have been events back in the day. That was the CrossFit and then also the video games. So I live in Port Orange. The rec center was recently opened, which was Echo funded. Echo had a big part in that, which is amazing. But in that facility, they have an indoor play. I don't know if they need the publicity, or I don't think they probably do, because every time I go in there, it's packed out. But they have an indoor playground. But they also have a room in there that is strictly for gaming. Computers, flashlights, LEDs, and the room is specifically for gaming. And the room is packed out. There's a lot of kids in there. They host competitions for video games. It's wild that's where we're at, and it's kind of exciting to see, and just how it's branching off, and the possibilities are endless for kids to get involved and get involved in something in the community and be able to go to the community center and be able to play video games and compete. It's
and
really awesome.
Go make a living doing it.
Right.
Yeah, well, and it's something you could do at your house, but all of these people come to this event, they bring their own, I'm not a gamer, but like boards with like their joysticks and like everyone has their own set of equipment. So you watch them and they come like when it's time to compete, they plug in their stuff and they've got their headphones, and it's this whole different world that I don't understand, but is really fun to watch. And there's a whole group of people who are really into it. So we're lucky that they're all coming to our area, and we're able to host kind of something that's up and coming and is becoming so popular. So it's a fun one to watch.
And then in my previous life, I was in the volleyball world, and I was booking events at convention centers, these large-scale volleyball tournaments in the convention space. And I know at the Ocean Center, you guys do it in the ballroom and in the convention space. But I don't think people realize like how big sporting is, youth sports are especially, and volleyball being one of them. And you guys have an upcoming one there.
We do, yeah. The competitive arts are a huge group of business for the Ocean Center, and Joseph Volleyball Academy, they host 4 events at our facility every year. They're fantastic. And we just booked and signed for our biggest one for the next 4 years. It's called I'm looking at my cheat sheet.
Daytona 100.
The Daytona 100.
Yep. I've been
Heather's
there.
on it. It's almost 10,000 people, and then over 3,200 room nights. So it's a huge economic impact for the community. So we have events like this that may not be open to the public. They're private because it's these teams who are competing and then the families that support them. So our public doesn't necessarily see. But we're bringing in thousands of attendees and generating thousands of room nights, and these people are spending money in our community. And then hopefully they come here for a competition and they say, this is a really cool place. I want to come back to visit on vacation. So we're exposing the area to these people. So it's a really big economic impact as well when we are able to bring these events in.
And then also like showing that it's not just an arena. Like you can empty this convention space, and I think AJ Joseph's tournaments are probably 30, 40 courts?
Yeah, our biggest events, we open, it's called an air wall between our arena and our ballroom, and we lay courts all the way through. We have courts in our exhibit hall as well, and there's one event that he actually goes out into the community and utilizes other spaces as well, because AJ's events are massive. So we're really glad to have him, but it's non-traditional use of our space. So we talked about our arena was for concerts originally. Well, it's great for sporting events because we've got this tiered seating where people can sit and watch. We host several basketball tournaments each year. We host the College Basketball Invitational, which is an NCAA D1 event we've hosted for 3 years in a row, and I believe they're coming back. So all different uses of our space.
For sure.
And when you talk about that and serving our community and a lot of people having an impact, you also have some exciting youth groups that come in the summer, and I know a lot of the local churches talk about it. I go to church and our church talks about it. The kids are excited about it. They're really just looking forward to going to these youth conferences, and having it in our area makes it so easy for a lot of the church in the area to participate. Can you tell us more about those?
So this year we have 3 youth groups that are coming. We have Passion Camp, we have Inside Out, and then we have the Methodist group that's coming as well. And that's in July. And we have between 4,000 and 6,000 kids. A lot of them are from out of town, and they come in, but then we also have our local churches and youth groups that are able to bring in their students as well. And it is days. They take over our entire building. Talk about concerts. It's private, but they set up in our arena and have worship services and have concerts with the lights and the sound and everything for thousands of kids. It's amazing. They utilize our exhibit hall space for meals. And when you talk about feeding 4,000 or 5,000 students, our catering partners, Oakview Group, do an amazing job. They get kids through there for lunch in 30 minutes, a half hour, special dietary needs. They turn everyone around and do dinner again. So it's really nice too, with our building the way it is, to be able to have an arena that hosts these sessions, and then to be able to move across to the exhibit hall. We have meeting room space. So it's just a really great facility, and it's a great way to be able to have these kids come in and again, then hopefully go back home, tell their parents what a great time they had. We have the beach across the street. It's just a great event and a great opportunity to host really good groups of people.
The food is amazing. We had the opportunity to host the State of the County there, and the food is absolutely amazing.
So good.
The staff was doing a great job. Everybody's friendly. It's just an amazing thing you have going on over at the Ocean Center. We have maybe a minute and a half left. I feel like we could talk for hours. What do you want to leave us with before we
I would say please follow us on social and check out our event calendar, oceancenter.com/events. We've got a lot going on. If you have questions, reach out. We are happy to help you understand what we do. Again, a lot of private events, but a lot of public events. We're working on concerts, so keep a look on that. And then the more that you do help and support us when we do have public events, the more opportunity there is to bring people here. So just come visit us and come say hello.
Heather, what's the social media plug? What do people need to do on social media?
Definitely follow the County of Volusia on Facebook. We've got an Instagram. If you are not signed up on Nextdoor, get yourself and your community into that, especially heading into H season.
Yep.
The bad word. We're not going to say it.
I'm going to say it. Hurricane season. All right.
And yeah, if you guys have any questions about what's going on in County of Volusia, reach out to us. We are community information, and that's what we're here for. So.
And if you ever miss Volusia Today, I know you're tuning in, and if you miss it, everybody out there is pretty bummed. Do not worry. You can go to YouTube. We upload the show to YouTube, and then also now we are uploading the show to all your favorite podcast platforms. So if you got Spotify, Amazon Music, any of them, go check it out. Type in Volusia Today, you'll find it. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Heather. And just, if you're out and you're headed to the beach this weekend, please still swim near a staff lifeguard tower. We're going to keep emphasizing that throughout the summer. So just stay safe, help each other out, and enjoy your weekend.
Please contact Volusia County Community Information at 1-866-345-0345.